We're on! Hope you all are doing good. I am way better today. And today's gonna be a way shorter video, let's call it, because I didn't record anything from yesterday's training. I had one of those days where I just felt so damn tired of talking, and all I wanted to do was just sort of lock in, put on the headphones, put on some crazy ass music and just train. That was everything I wanted to do, or just sleep, but that wasn't necessarily an option. And what I've learned over many years of training is that when I prioritize training over everything else just falls in place. Period. Like, that's how it happens. When my training is going well, when I just walk, I wake up every day feeling like, oh, my body feels good. I feel powerful, or I look a certain way right now, or I'm really happy in the state I am. Like, my mood throughout the whole day, doesn't matter what I'm doing, just change. So always when I prioritize training, the rest falls in place. And back to yesterday's training, it was one of those days where I don't feel like recording anything. I just want to train. It's been a while since I entered that zone, just did sort of the schedule, but also a lot of things that I just enjoy doing that I usually don't train. And it was good, because today I woke up feeling way better, more energized. Yesterday my body sort of just got a recovery, like mentally and body-wise as well. And it's always worth it. Always worth it. So that's what I recommend. Always prioritize your training. And if you need to sacrifice something to then guarantee that your training is in a better state, or that you can perform it to your fullest potential, then do that. It's always worth it. Same procedure is if you're feeling a bit sore in the body. Doesn't mean you should skip the training. Just show up and then you adapt. Do the level that you actually can train. And then if that is worse than what you usually would, it's still way better than nothing. Every single time, and that's gonna give you results. But to today's training, I haven't spoken a lot about my own training in a while, but today's a front lever session, and there's a few things I want to change. Number one is I want to increase weights in my normal weighted pull-ups. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. And that is 45 kg this time, maybe even 50. I think I will start at 50 kg, to be honest, in the pull-ups, see how many reps I get. If it's above 6 reps, I might stick to it. And if it's above or below, I will have to take a lighter weight, so I do increase the reps a little. And then the other thing is for my front lever pull-ups to normal hold. I've been doing it with a thin resistance band in the past. Instead of actually bumping up the reps there, I'm gonna take away the band. I might only be able to do like 2 or 3 pull-ups and then a hold, but it's gonna be without any band. And I do feel like it's a nice transition, because now I'm at the stage where it's still a few reps and the holding time is still gonna be alright. And it's literally with only my body weight, which is also nice to combine. And then of course we have the arm raises, but that one I'm not gonna change too much about. But the main thing is those two. It's gonna be interesting to see how my body reacts. Today I don't have a major subject to talk about, so I will just see you guys in the gym and hopefully destroy this front lever session. Alrighty, we're back in the gym. I am gonna start with the one arm handstand training, just like the last session, but I'm gonna switch up, do it on the parallettes. And the reason is because it's simulating competition a bit more, both in the height, competition probably around this height, but then also the width. So on the normal parallettes, I usually go a bit tighter, easier to enter the one arm. But if you have the width, you do need a bit more leverage with the legs to actually enter the position and get your shoulder in the right spot. So it's a bit harder. So this time I did make it slightly wider. And if I get comfortable here, way easier to then apply it in competition purposes. So that's the plan. Let's do like 2 or 3 sets probably, depending on how it goes. And then we move on to the front lever training. not too bad. I did actually do one attempt before just to check it. So this, I did get some warm up. First set is always shit, so I usually don't film that one. But this one, pretty damn good. Let's do probably 2 more, to be honest. Unless I get fatigued really damn quick. I always check the footage for improvements. There's one thing in my one arm, and that one is I could sort of focus a bit more on the straddle. So one of my legs is a bit more open, and the one that's more pointing upwards is less straddle. So opening up, I think it's gonna give me better connection. And then the one thing I'm doing when I'm actually taking my hand up towards the leg is I'm doing a slight bend, losing that straight arm connection, relying more on strength, and it's way harder to also hold the position. So see if I can improve that part. And then for the one arm flag, I do need to drop down slightly more with the hips, so I do get that weight over and have that leverage, because now my hips are a bit higher up than usual, meaning that I need to lean a bit more towards this side, also creating a different pressure on my bicep and my arm. So that's more relying on strength once again, which is not really what we want, because that's only sustainable on strong days. Definitely better. Didn't think it was gonna improve that much, but actually did. Let's do one more set. There's something I've been thinking about doing for a freaking long time. I just don't have really the balls to do it. And it's the front flip re-grab on the dip bars. Like, it would be insane. The scariest part is sort of the structure around it. On normal parallettes, you usually do the flip, and then if you fail, you just land on the ground. Here you can actually hit something. Not in a really bad way. I think if I were to send it, I would probably get some sort of success, and after just a few attempts, probably get it, to be honest. So if I feel like it, I'm gonna do some things first, but then I would really want to try it. Like, nothing too crazy or nothing too bad would happen, I don't think, because I've been doing it for such a long time. The flip would be it's literally just catching it. They are a bit more unstable than the permanent parallettes you usually have, but put some weights on it and should be good. But it's not for now, maybe for after a few sets of normal front lever training. Let's do one more here. I'm thinking full one arm handstand, just see if it's possible. And like I said, this is really hard to get up and get your shoulder up towards the ear. That's the hardest part with having it slightly wider. But we will give it a try. Nope. Let's do one more flag though. Purely strength, literally no balance there. But I've done worse. Let's move on to front lever. Starting off with front lever tuck. Not the longest hold, but freaking good form, I think. It really felt like I had good connection, literally just squeezing that bar into the stomach. And then you come to the barrier where it's like, oof, all the energy is lost. But I think maybe like 5 seconds, I will have a look, see if I can just quickly improve something, and then do 2 more sets. The hold was pretty right, but I do need to point my toes because I am having this slight bend here, and I think pointing toes is gonna help me just actually lock them out. Let's give it a try. I hope the form was better because fucking shaking like crazy. Giving 2000% of energy just to get that good form. But it feels strong. Like the touch in the beginning, I'm now at the state where it feels like I have the connection in this top part. Before it was just like I literally pulled, but I never feel like I had the control. Now it feels like this is starting to become a more comfort zone. It was better, but still some freaking bend in the knees. I don't know if it's also an illusion. Like of course now I have the oversized shirt on, so it's dropping down a bit and you never really see the full form. But still, it just feels like the knees are slightly bent, and I really try my best. I'm gonna still continue to just focus on the knees, and if I get them straight eventually, it will be pretty good. But let's do one more. Not too bad, but I can almost guarantee the legs are still bending. Let's move on to front lever pull-ups. I'm gonna see if it's possible to do at least 2 with touch, and then probably gonna pull for the third one. Hopefully touch as well, but it's hard. That's pretty hard to do. So we'll see. At least 2, going for 3, and then just a max hold front lever. I actually don't know really how well I will perform. The hold should be all right. The main question is how the form is. Let's give it a try. That was freaking nuts. Either I wasn't locking out, but that was 3 clean front lever pull-ups. In my eyes, then maybe the camera saw something else and it was shit. But I was not expecting that, to be honest. Holy crap. And the hold, not the best one, but it's alright after those pull-ups. But the pull-ups is what I'm most surprised with. If the form was good, that's some solid reps. I had a look and I'm freaking happy. Like, it could have been a bit cleaner, of course. I think I could get my hips slightly higher up. But besides that, like, those reps were solid. Like, I'm gained so much explosiveness in my pull-ups, even though it hasn't been my main focus. And my main focus has been the top hold, because this last part has been my weak spot for a really long time. And I do really think just training that spot or being in that position has helped me a lot, even in pull-ups, even if I don't necessarily focus too much on the actual dynamic part. Just being comfortable up here and then my body knows how it should feel has helped a lot here. Because 3 ones with touch, like I wasn't even close to that back in the days. So this is improvement. Yeah, almost mind blown. That is crazy good. One last set. Let's see if we can keep up the good reps. I will take it. This was freaking nuts. I'm glad we took away the band, because this made me realize how much strength I've actually transferred. And now with 3 reps like this is pretty solid. This is something I can train with. The time and attention in general in front lever here is super long. Like, yes, 3 reps, not crazy much, but to some degree all I need now for my pull-ups. And then the fact I'm doing the holds as well is gonna help me just improve my general front lever. So good stuff, really good. Well, this is the setup. Sketchy as fuck. But like I said, front lever is my thing. So if I do go for it, usually end up pretty well. It's just that you really gotta take that step. Literally just send it once and then you're good. So we will see what I'm able to do. I'm thinking front flip, then up to planche, which would look so sick. And yes, I am filming for short format as well this time, if I were to land it. Possible. It's just so short to the ground. Trust me, I'm not gonna leave until I land this. I'm gonna take some rest, but I do have it. Now I'm just fucking up the grip slightly, but trust me, I'm gonna have it today. Yes! Not the cleanest one I've done, but by far the craziest one. These parallels were not built for this, but we fucking made freestyle on them. That is insane. Trust coordination with my life. Let's move on from the crazy dynamics to some more just strength building. It's the retraction ones. I'm sticking with 9 kg as last session, so everything the same there. Because it's one of those exercises that I can always just do sort of slower reps, and in that sense making longer time under tension, making it harder, and just bumping up the weights isn't necessarily gonna be always helpful. I'd rather keep the same weight and get better control and also full range of motion when it comes to the retraction part. If the weight is too high, I might not get the full range, even though I do get some motion. I'm not getting that last part, which in the end is really what I wanna have. So 9 kg, 10 reps and a max hold in the end. Solid. So incredibly heavy. Like it's one of those things you don't really feel which muscles you're activating. It's literally just the whole back, tricep, everything is working, and it's really freaking heavy. Let's do one more set of this one, and then we have 50 kg for the pull-ups, which is also gonna be pretty interesting to see how I perform. Insane. Let's see what we can do. 50 kg, hoping for at least 6 pull-ups. If it's possible, then that's something I can stick to and just improve the amount of reps. But if it's less than 6, I prefer just dropping the weights a bit and then increasing my reps to above 6 reps, because then at 6, it's easier to then go from 6 to 7 reps and from 7 to 8. Whereas if let's say I only can do 4 reps, then the session where I go from 4 reps to 5, the percentual increase there is way higher. So I do like to bump up the reps slightly, because then it's easier for me to just add a rep every 1 week roughly. Probably could go for 7, but I think doing 6 for 3 sets is gonna be better. If I go for 7, it's gonna be hard to recover, because that's literally to failure. So 6, 6, 6, if we can get that, I'll be satisfied. And then we can bump up probably the first 2 sets something for the next workout. Let's get it. one more set, see if we can get the 6 reps. Pretty solid. One pause with some resting, but it's fine. As long as the shin is over on all reps. And if I do need some extra breaths, it's all good. I think I will be able to get this last set as well with 6. And then most likely if I get enough recovery for the next session, we can bump it up to probably 7. That's some solid reps. Not too bad. Unfortunately, I had to wrap it up here because there were some complaints that I had a camera in the gym, which sucked. Like, I understand it was a lot of people now towards the end, and my pull-ups is in the rig. Like, the last set I did was possible, it's just I don't prefer it. It's shitty light and everything, but I do get people and that they don't want to be seen. So I will see how I do in the future if I train another time, maybe a bit earlier, to be honest, because now this got slightly longer or delayed the workout as well, since I did some flips, took some extra rest there. It was a really good workout. So I was there a bit longer than usual, and thereby I was here during the time when there's most people. So I couldn't film anymore right now, but unless I do it in the corner, but I didn't feel like it because there was just so much freaking people. But for the next session, I will probably train a bit earlier so there's less people, and also think a bit more about it so not people are shown in the video, because my point is not to irritate people when I'm there. Like, my point is just to show my workout, provide as much value as possible, but of course not to the price where the people locally in the gym is getting annoyed by the fact that I'm recording, if that makes sense. So we'll see how I do it, but either way it's gonna sort out. I'm gonna continue to train here though, even though it's always annoying. Like, I also hate being that person, you know, that someone literally like, that guy is annoying me, can someone from the team here go and tell him? Like, it just doesn't feel good. But it is what it is. We will figure something out. Also want to remind you about the Calisthenics Masterclass that is completely free. So if anyone of you that is still watching now want to get started with calisthenics, learn skills, be part of a big community, the link will be up here and also down in the description. It's 100% free to join, and we're always adding more and more stuff. So the earlier you are in, the more value you're gonna be able to see. And it's just getting bigger and bigger, so it's really fun to see. I think we're like 600 people right now, which is crazy. And it turned out way better than I expected. So definitely worth to give it a check or to check it out. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Choo-choo!